A homeless woman saw flames and ran into the fire. Minutes later, a billionaire CEO came searching for her. What happened next will shock you. She had nothing, but gave everything, and that one act of courage changed her entire life forever. Homeless woman saved a child from fire. And watch the full story now. Link in bio or view complete. Like, share, and subscribe for part 2. It's unbelievable. Don't miss how the CEO finds her. View complete story. It was a freezing November night in downtown Chicago. A bitter wind cut through the streets, rattling trash bins and making the dim streetlights flicker. Clara huddled beside a small fire barrel under the Maple Street Bridge, her tattered blanket barely keeping the chill at bay. She had been living on the streets for months, unseen and ignored by the thousands passing through the city every day. Her hair was tangled, her hands raw from the cold, and yet, as she stared into the fire, there was a calm in her eyes that no hardship could take away. Tonight she had no home, no family, and no expectations, just the quiet rhythm of survival. Across the street, a 2-story townhouse glowed warmly, windows radiating a golden light that cut through the darkness. Inside, laughter and chatter echoed from the rooms, a stark contrast to the lonely streets outside. Emily Carter, a 5-year-old girl with bright eyes and an infectious giggle, played with her toys on the living room floor. Her father, Daniel Carter, a tech CEO whose company had made him a billionaire, sipped coffee at the kitchen counter, going over plans for the next day. Outside, the city was harsh and unforgiving, but inside the house, life seemed safe, cozy, and predictable. Then, just past midnight, the quiet was shattered. A deafening explosion ripped through the townhouse, the sound echoing down the empty streets. Flames burst from the upper windows, smoke billowing into the night sky. People screamed, some running out of neighboring buildings while others froze in shock. The fire spread with terrifying speed, licking the walls and consuming furniture, filling the air with the acrid scent of burning wood. Clara's heart stopped for a moment as her eyes caught a small silhouette. Emily, trapped behind the upstairs window, crying and pounding on the glass. Without hesitation, Clara leaped into action. She ran toward the townhouse, ignoring the searing heat that burned her skin and the thick smoke that made it hard to breathe. Each step was agony, but fear for the child propelled her forward. She reached the window, breaking it with a forceful elbow, and climbed inside. The house was a hellish maze of smoke and fire, shadows dancing wildly on the walls. Clara crawled, calling out for Emily, her voice hoarse and desperate. From behind a small bed in the corner, a faint whimper answered. She found Emily huddled, trembling with fear, her tiny body nearly invisible in the haze. Wrapping the child tightly in her coat, Clara shielded her from the flames and fought her way back to the broken window. The smoke made it hard to see, every inhale burning her lungs, but she pushed forward, emerging just as firefighters arrived, rushing to contain the inferno. Paramedics took Emily to the ambulance, and Clara, coughing and disoriented, slipped away into the shadows. She wanted no recognition, no questions. Her life had never been about attention, only survival. But her disappearance didn't go unnoticed. A black SUV screeched to a stop nearby, lights flashing across the street. Daniel Carter jumped out, panic in his eyes, calling his daughter's name. Relief washed over him when he saw Emily safe, and he scooped her into his arms, tears streaming down his face. Emily pointed toward the street. "Daddy, the lady saved me." Daniel spun, searching the shadows, but Clara was gone, vanished into the night as quietly as she had come. Her act of bravery remained unclaimed and extraordinary, leaving only awe and gratitude in its wake. The next morning, every local news channel ran the same headline. Unknown woman saves CEO's daughter from house fire, then vanishes. Daniel Carter couldn't stop thinking about her. He had everything, money, fame, power, but the person who saved his only child was living somewhere out there, without even a home. He sent out a $100,000 reward to find her. Posters appeared across Chicago. "Hero woman, please come forward. You saved my daughter's life." Days passed. Then one evening, Daniel was driving through the west side of the city when he spotted a familiar figure sitting under a bridge. The same worn blanket, the same quiet face. It was Clara. He stopped his car, walked toward her slowly, and said softly, "I've been looking for you." Clara hesitated, clutching her blanket. "You don't owe me anything," she said. "I just did what anyone would do." Daniel smiled faintly. "You did what no one else did. You ran toward the fire." He handed her an envelope, a check and a house key. "I don't just want to thank you," he said. "I want to give you your life back." Tears welled in Clara's eyes for the first time in years. "Why me?" she whispered. "Because," Daniel said, glancing toward the sky, "you saved the only thing that reminds me life is worth more than money." That night, for the first time in a decade, Clara slept in a warm bed, not as a stranger, but as a hero.